Good evening, ladies and gents. My name is Hels of the Bearded Balkan Blabbermouth, and I'm DiscussThing. And today we're going to be looking at something that utterly confused me. It angered me, it made me laugh, it made me question myself, and it made me think, are we regressing as a global society? Are we going back to segregating people or people thinking that they're segregated somehow, or that we have special kinds of people based on racial or gender traits? I don't know. I thought that we're living in now 2025 and that these things are mostly, if not entirely, especially in the more developed countries and the countries that uphold democracy and stuff like that and the human rights, we're behind that, and that most of the things, if not all, are kind of behind us, except for purely on a social level where someone might be individually racist against someone else or sexist or whatever without any support from a government or just government institutions. Now, I know what you're gonna say. This is probably going a bit of a far-fetched and just like that, but I truly think that we're past that, at least on an official level. Of course, there's always gonna be bullies. There's always gonna be people who just do those stuff and they're trying to suppress or just insult some people based on skin color, gender, male or female or whatever, and stuff like that. But generally, I have stopped seeing that, even here in my country, a long time ago, especially with the newer generations and the people getting older, and they're just more, at least, mellow in some stuff. And the only people that I see are the truly bad apples that will always exist on a psychological level. You can't make everyone good. Everyone is the diversity of people. One of the diversities of people is basically having good and bad people and just mixing them all together and rimming off on each other, and one group upholding the values of another group, so to speak. But enough about that. This is a bit of an intro because I'm truly baffled by what I'm seeing. I'm gonna quickly show you what I'm talking about. This is Gaming While Black, which is a documentary film by Black Sparrow Media, which is on the GoFundMe page as a fundraiser. It has $370 raised in the last 21 days, which you can pretty much guess how well it's going. But the thing is, Gaming While Black, let's just start with the name. First of all, I don't see what the issue is with Gaming While Black. Like, it's like gaming while sick, or gaming while infested with a zombie virus, or gaming while crippled, or something like that. I truly don't know why they worded it like this, because just on a phraseological level, wording something while being anything, it does sound like the latter is an unfavorable condition. And I know that's probably their goal on that, to just have it sound like the society doesn't accept them as equal people or whatever. But any sensible person would see that it's a very, very tricky name and a very controversial name to pick, which, again, probably that was what they were going after, but it's not panning out for them in terms of raising money. So this is the story portion. They are explaining to us that the sentiment behind what the whole project is to convey how being Black or African American in the gaming space can often feel like existing within an opposing community. I have truly never thought that watching or playing with someone of a different race while in game is on any sort opposing or just thinking about it as a whole. I never cared, because to me, when I'm gaming, especially online, my main goal is to have teammates that I can trust and I can play with. I probably played, even though I truly haven't kept any score, because I don't think any sensible person would keep score if they're playing with a black person, an Asian person, or a white person, or a woman, or a man. Probably with around 100 or so. And that's the first thing that we see here, and it's already stupid. We continue. The themes An introspective of the gaming community as a whole, while examining how it handles Black and African American voices due to the bright pop culture nature that is inherent to video games. The visual elements may be fun and kinetic, allowing the viewer to have fun within the film, while also digesting larger social issues and commentaries. This to me sounds exactly like the things that we have been talking about on this channel for a long time. We don't need games to address social and political issues of the real world. If you want to, you can create a game that solely does that and you attract that specific crowd that you want to address. However, games are an escapism. They're part of the thing called entertainment, and entertainment provides us with escapism and just not live, at least mentally, in the real world for an hour or two or a day, depending on how much you game, and just exist in that fictional world that you can be the hero, you can be whatever you like, and you can make the choices and just feel accomplished and let your mind wander through the whole fantasy world that was created by someone being a creative person and doing the hard work to provide for you. The purpose of the whole project is to elevate Black voices that are already doing the work to create a more inclusive space within the community of gaming, while also starting a conversation around solutions that will help remove roadblocks for future Black gamers and creators. I gotta ask, what roadblocks? What are the roadblocks for Black gamers or Black content creators or whatever? Because I follow a number of Black content creators, and they're making a lot, first of all, a lot of money. They have a lot of subscribers. They're making a ton of videos and they're having a lot of popularity. Also, I want to address that elevating Black voices that are already doing the work sounds like you have people that are working like in an industry or like in a cargo hold or just building the railroads of the country and they're nameless. That's stupid. You're basically regressing back to a time like a century or two ago, which is not the case. Everything that anyone does is recorded and directed. And if you have a successful project, nobody's going to remove your name from the project just to give theirs. And if they try to do, the only way they're gonna succeed if you agree to it, which is truly basic level psychology and human understanding of current events. This documentary will educate and entertain a large population of gamers with a bigger impact of the developers and companies that create these games. Our target audience extends beyond the African American community. It will resonate with anyone involved in video game culture. It won't resonate with anyone because nobody in the gaming community, at least nobody reasonable who is gaming just for the gaming, cares about that. Nobody's looking at those stuff. Gaming is something that brings us together as people. We don't divide people in that particular essence. You get someone you play with and that's it. This is an absolutely stupid and brainless take, and I'm done being polite about it. This is a brainless campaign for a brainless movie. Just thinking like this makes you create a problem that does not exist, and I truly can't believe any people have actually backed this up. I'm actually thinking that the people who donated to this campaign are inside people that are just using money to get the campaign rolling. This is not an uncommon thing, and this is my opinion. I'm not stating it as fact, so don't try to twist my words about that. To this end, I want to show you the clip that has been circulating around for a few days ago. And this is from Jamal Page, who is the owner and creator of Black Sparrow Media. You might hear it on only one of your headsets. I'm hearing it that way. I changed headsets several times. However, if you're listening on the phone and you have headphones in there, you might listen to it. Just a heads up, if you have experienced any issue with your sound, it's not you, it's just the clip, because apparently whoever was editing the sound forgot to test it and just went on with one of the speakers.
The best ideas come out of not being the same.
Also, tell me which one of your speakers does it come from. If it does, to me it's my left one.
Oh, wait a minute.
Not being the same.
Sorry, I just want.
There are just like little breadcrumbs along the way of like, oh, wait a minute. There's me in here somewhere. You want people to just recognize that this is important.
I don't know what he's talking about, because this is just a clip. I think the whole thing is just still in production. However, I just want to add something that I think is very, very important. Being recognized is the most important thing to a lot of people, especially when they're doing hard work on a project. However, being recognized means that you have made something good, and also being recognized on merit is the most important thing, not just being recognized. So that is something that I think more people should be focused on, being recognized on your merit and what you have done, and not what you say or what you talk about and what you're an activist about.
Out the extra gasoline on the fire.
I want to see more creators that look like me.
There's been a lot of examples.
I want to see more creators that look like me. This is the absolute shit show that a lot of these people are basically voicing and saying. One of my favorite people, like as a character in a TV series, is Teok from Stargate SG-1. If you don't know who plays it, it's Christopher Judge, who also voices Kratos from the God of War in 2018 and God of War Ragnarok. He's one of at least my favorite actors and voice actors, and it's just because he has a lot, like just the right voice for a lot of things. I'm not saying that he's the absolute best, but he's one of my personal favorites. I'm not black, so he doesn't look like me at all, but I do feel very, very good when I'm watching him in Stargate SG-1 or just listening to him as Kratos or as his other roles. I don't need anyone to look like me or be my race or my gender or anything. I connect with what I'm and presented with the coolness and the fulfillment and the amazingness of their character, not how they look. I truly do not care about their look. They can be whatever, and I can connect with them if they represent the values, the core psychological and characteristic values, if their worldview aligns with mine, if their philosophy is something that I might think appropriate, if they are a good complex character that I will find interesting. These are the things that matter, because you connect with the characters, with someone who rings on your level as a worldview or as a intelligence, or someone you can actually develop and watch them develop throughout the course of your game or throughout the course of a TV series, and see how their character molds and changes. And it's a fluid thing, and it's a three-dimensional development that you can see. You see their flaws, their successes, you see that they're actually human, and that's what matters. It doesn't matter if they look like you. It truly doesn't. It might help in certain scenes, in certain aspects, as very, very specific situations. It might help if they look like you, if they share the same background, be it racial, be it gender, be it culture. Yes, especially if they're representing something that is akin to a specific culture. Yes, and they're honoring it, and you have a deep connection with that. Yes, that too. However, that is a very, very small part of the whole. And I'm talking about any culture, anything, because this is just a part of the whole character. It's not enough. And it's a shallow way to just take that, or just take the physical appearance and run with that for your representation.
Of representation of black people in
Yeah.
games that have rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah, okay, so they rubbed you the wrong way. So what are those things? Are we going to get any details on that?
The moment I heard like, oh, we don't want to help you because we don't know that many black folks, I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it myself.
Who has said that to you? Why don't you speak up, and why don't you bring this issue throughout the whole internet? I haven't seen it. You can bring it. Everyone can bring it. You can bring all sorts of issues on X, on Facebook, on a lot of social media. So if it's an issue, bring it up. Speak about it. You can. You have the voice. That's what the freedom of voice and the freedom of speech is. Oh my god, I totally forgot. I watched this 3 times already, and I forgot that this abhorrent piece of human waste is there. I'm not wasting any
Just
words.
because like I happen to be
Oh my
black
God.
doesn't mean like get to show like black things. Like, oh, like he listens to rap, he likes basketball. Like I grew up playing baseball. I love hockey.
Who's doing that? I mean, statistically, you have a lot of black rappers, a lot of black hip hop, with a lot of black basketball players, but that's true. That's fact. That's what you see. It's not connected to that. You can be anything, and I don't think anyone is judging you on that, or if they are, it's because that's their experience, and you only need to go and say, no, I actually don't like it, or whatever. I don't think, like, you have stereotypes about every race and gender on the planet. Whether or not it's true or not, it varies from person to person. A stereotype is a stereotype because you have seen enough people do it, and enough people that are connected by one of the basic traits that we all familiarize with each other. But that doesn't make them any more harmful than assuming anything about anyone. A lot of people seeing me assume that I am a hippie, or as a pothead, or I just play music and don't work at all and live off a trailer somewhere. And while one of these things is true, and you can see a recent short that I posted on my channel, I actually work in a legal department in a big company. So whether or not you assume something about me, what I do for myself and what I think of myself is the thing that matters. And I truly don't care what you think, as long as you don't make it a problem. And I don't think anyone is making it a problem for these guys as well.
Just make the person great who just happens to be black.
We have a lot of those. We have a lot of black actors. We have a lot of black characters in video games, in entertainment, in movies that are amazing. And yeah, they happen to be black, but they're amazing because they are very good characters. And it's not just because they're black.
Sometimes to write for black voices, you need a black voice behind it.
Yeah, because it's authenticity. Either you are gonna get a black person to voice a black voice and be authentic, or you're getting a white person or another person to voice it and try to be as authentic. And I have seen people getting mad. I think it was about Cleveland in Family Guy that was, I think, not voiced by a black actor, and he was supposed to remove parts of his voice. You also get angry with Apu from Simpsons, if you remember that situation. So which one would make you happy? Authenticity, or what you would probably say appropriating your culture or your role and just taking another job from a black person to give it to a white person? I don't know what is gonna make these people happy in this case. And just to say, I know that I'm commenting too much and I'm expressing a lot of thoughts here. However, I'm simply very close to being absolutely done being polite and just waiting it for. These are questions that I think need to be pressed and asked of these people, because otherwise they're just gonna continue to run rampant.
We stand with...
And there it is. Everything you need to know about this initiative is because of, just need to see her. This is, if anyone doesn't know who this is Alyssa Marcante, the absolute abhorrent human being that is, to me, in my humble opinion, mentally deranged. She is a stalker, almost proved. She's suing Smash JT and is trying to make him the bad person, even though she's the one who flies and goes many, many hours out of her way to just go into his hometown. This is after she has already messaged his wife, has doxed him in full legal documents, has attacked a lot of gamers, and has doxed other people as well. This is someone who hasn't had a rational thought in ages. She has admitted to have done porn. She has admitted to be slutty. She has also posted a lot of provocative pictures and a lot of clothless almost pictures on her Patreon. She has asked people for money about that. She has lied through her teeth. She is just an absolutely abhorrent human being, morally derelict and absolutely horrible.
With the people who work at our studio, we stand with a more diverse...
I don't know which studio is she working on, but I agree for these people.
Telling more diverse stories. There's plenty of...
Diverse. Everything needs to be diverse. Diversity exists. She actually has one thing that she has said that was smart in her entire career, is that gaming is diverse naturally, which means that you don't need to do anything about it. It's diverse naturally. Bitch, sorry for quoting you, Alyssa, but yeah, it is, and you don't need to do anything. You don't need to create these initiatives.
Games out there for you to buy. If you don't like this, don't buy it.
Yeah, if you don't like it, don't buy it. That's the mantra that all these woke people, all these DEI, absolute horrible people are saying. If you don't like it, don't buy it. It's like they're trying to reverse psychology gamers to say, oh no, I'm gonna buy it even harder because you're saying if you don't like it, don't buy it. Or you're gonna tell me not to buy it, I'm gonna buy it even harder. That's, I think, their mentality. And I'm just baffled that because this is first grade or even kindergarten level psychology that nobody is buying. And we have seen the flop of video games in 2024. We have seen the billions of dollars that video games have cost, especially like talking about those who were filled with DEI, with woke agendas and with narrative push. And we were going to see the same in 2025. I truly am baffled about all of this because, as I mentioned in the beginning, gaming while black sounds like you have a condition, which to me is absolutely funny to read. And I don't know what these people are trying to do. I looked through Black Sparrow Media. They have a YouTube channel. That there is a video there that was getting traction these days after this broke out, and the dislike to like ratio is abhorrent. It's funny, it's laughable. Nothing of value was said in the video clip in question. I'm not gonna play it here because it's just a whole lot of nothing, and it doesn't provide any content. It's just a void of some people talking about stuff and not getting to any point. My questions for this are, and I do think that they need to be asked and they need to be answered. First question: why do you think there are roadblocks for black people in gaming? Present them. I want to see specific cases. I want to see specific people that have been booed, that have been denied, channels on YouTube or on Twitch that have been losing tractions just because of their race. I want to see exactly what voices are being silent and what people are struggling to find voices within the black community, because we have had a lot and we continue to have a lot of black people who voice a lot of characters. We also have black people who voice characters from other races. Case in point, Samurai Jack. But we're not talking about that. Do you know why? Because Samurai Jack is an awesome show. And Phil Lamar, who voices Samurai Jack, is a black person. He's an amazing voice actor, which is exactly what we care about. We care about quality. We care about being presented with quality entertainment. We don't care who provides it. Provide good stuff and we're gonna like you. That's the simple truth. And if you can't grasp even that, you can continue spinning in your little circles. You can make your GoFundMe pages. You can hire people like Alyssa Mercante to tell you exactly what to do and how is the proper way, and fail to see the fact that you're letting a white person tell you what to do with this specific issue of your race. And we're just gonna move on. We're gonna watch from the sidelines and watch just spinning in circles when you could have been focused on making actually quality gamers that will attract people. And when you're done doing that, when you're tired doing that, you can actually go to work, make something of quality, present it to us, and we are going to review it. And if we like it, we're going to say, good job. We don't care what race, what gender, what nationality, whatever you are. We care that you provided this thing, we liked it, and that's it. Because that's what we care about. We care about quality. And we're fighting currently for the quality, to bring back quality in games, to bring back quality in entertainment, and to remove all the subpar narrative, abhorrent things that are being pushed by the DEI and woke brainless communities. And that fight, my friends, is being fought harder and harder. And the fight is good. Thank you for watching this video. If you did up until this far, I don't have anything more to say on this topic as to its point, but do comment below what you think about the whole thing, the whole project, and the whole movement that's behind projects like this. Tell me what you think in the comments below. If you enjoy my content, press the like and subscribe button and share my video. If you want to support me directly, press the join button and become a part of the DiscussThing guild. And if you want to help homeless animals and animals in shelters, visit the Patreon link below where I do exactly that. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Hiozo. I was DiscussThing, and I'll see you guys in the next video.